Welcome to Reservations for One. I am Bills, back with another episode. It's the end of July. The summer's coming to an end. I'm trying to think through this. Yeah, I guess the summer's coming to an end. I don't know. This. I feel like the summer begin on July 4th, and it end like towards, I guess, yeah, the end of August. Because September doesn't just seem like a summer. Because the whole June seemed like the summer to me. I consider the whole June the summertime, even though the summer begins on like the 24th or 23rd or something like that. But it's definitely been a good summer so far. I definitely give it that. It's been a great summer. So besides it being hot, it's been like a very active summer. I've been doing a lot, been hanging out a lot, just been going out a lot. Getting a lot of work done as well. It's not all just games. It's been, it's not all been just fun and games. I've been getting a lot of work accomplished. What happened? I just came back from DC, man. Shout out to DC. I went to Broccoli Fest. Broccoli Fest was definitely lit. Me and my son Vok had went down there and shit. And it was definitely lit. A lot of great performances. My son Mouse Jones was hosting. Mouse definitely did his thing. Mouse has definitely been a host. Mouse had a show at the store too. Mouse did his comedy show here at the store. So shout out to that. Shout out my son Mouse getting back into comedy. But the Broccoli Fest was definitely lit, man. I miss DC. I hadn't been to DC in probably like a year and a half, man. I miss DC. I love DC. Everybody know DC is like my second favorite home. I didn't get to party when I was out there, but when Skeet come home, free my son Skeet. When Skeet come home, I'm definitely coming back to DC. I'm gonna be out there for a minute. I'll be back out there, have me like 2, 3 habasha baby moms. You feel me? A good Somali, because I love DC, man. It was good to be in DC. What else happened this summer? Oh, the Idol. I cannot believe people said The Idol is whack. The Idol is one of the best TV shows I've ever seen in my entire life. I love The Idol. The Weeknd did his thing with The Idol. It's like, I guess stuff is relevant to people in their life. A lot of people couldn't relate. They don't. Everybody doesn't want to be a psychopathic movie music producer, so maybe they didn't understand it. But I love The Idol. I love The Idol. It was definitely a great show. I'm mad it was only 5 episodes. I think it should have been like a whole series. But I think what people do, I think they wanted to make it a movie, but it'd have been too long a movie, so they made it like a 5 episodes miniseries. So I kind of get that, but that show has so much potential. It could have went on for 8 seasons. It could have been like what Entourage was. So definitely shout out to the Weeknd. He did his thing with that. Another thing that I saw that people was saying was trash, so I wasn't in a rush to see it, and I saw it and it was amazing, was The Flash. The Flash was amazing. Especially if you love your mother, The Flash is one of the best movies I've ever saw. Like, granted, I do get people saying like it was a little bit cheesy, some of the stuff, but it's literally a comic book movie. What do you expect? Like, they have to act out some of the stuff from a comic book. Like, it's literally cartoon. So yes, it's going to be parts in it that it's going to be like, why is this in it? Because it is a comic book movie. You have to understand that. But for the most part, that movie was just such a great movie. If you took away all the superpowers and just had the plot of that movie, it would be like one of the best movies I've ever saw. So the Flash is definitely it. I cried like a baby. I love that movie, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I'm back to fighting people over stuff that I like that they don't like. So if anybody want to rumble over the Flash, you know where to find me. I'll be here at least 5 days a week. Pull up to the Saturday store. It would be the best movie I saw all year if I haven't saw an Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was amazing. It was phenomenal. Like, it was a great movie, a great history movie. I learned a lot. And besides that, about the history boy, I learned that my son Oppy had hoes. Like, he was a great scientist, super smart, like did so much so much for the world. And I mean, granted, good or bad, because there's nothing good that can come from a nuclear bomb that he created, but he created something to put himself in history. So that's why I say good or bad. But he had hoes, and I put him on he's my number one scientist. I put him over Albert Einstein because I never saw Albert Einstein get no hoes. No, the Tyson grass, he don't get no hoes. Like, no, Bill Nye don't get none. No other scientists had hoes. So Oppenheimer is definitely my top one scientist. And is a movie really a good movie if it doesn't change your personality for the next 6 to 8 weeks, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been ever since I seen Oppenheimer, I've been like, damn man, I might be a scientist. I might try to create something. I've been pouring baking soda and vinegar in a little clay volcano I made. Just been getting all my shit. You feel me? So shout out to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is definitely it, and that's what I think about. Like yo, having that's in my book coming out. You know, I gotta do a book. I've been writing a book for about like 6, 7, probably going on 8 years now, and that's one of the lessons in it. If you want to rule the world, you got to rule the girl. So having women definitely boost up whatever you do, make whatever you do seem that much better. So Oppenheimer probably wasn't even the top scientist, but everybody seen how he was moving with the ladies, and they hire him for all of these great things because it's like, yo, fuck it, he get all of the girls. Let's make him the head scientist of this project, and no other reason. Because look at somebody like Joe Namath. Like my whole life, I was saying Broadway Joe Namath this, Joe Namath that, and one day I just looked up his stats. He was a terrible quarterback. He probably had 2 good seasons, but he talked about as one of the legends because he was like a partier. He partied. He had girls in his era. He was the man. He just was the man. Had all of the ladies. So that just make what he seemed, make what he doing just seem that much better. But that makes perfect sense though, because it's like a musician, a mediocre musician that's known for getting a bunch of ladies would definitely be a top tier musician. I'm trying to think of any examples because now that I think about it, maybe some of my examples, I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to diss them, but because I love them. But a lot of the artists and musicians that I like are definitely might fall into that category, and I might be a victim of that. So I don't know, but yeah, having ladies would definitely make you overappreciate it, and deservingly so. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and that's got me to think about things that are underappreciated. I wrote a list of things that I think are underappreciated. And that list starts off with barbecue sauce. I feel like barbecue sauce is one of the most underappreciated things in the world. Like barbecue sauce is better than ketchup. It's better than mustard. It's better than any other sauce. Like it's better than hot sauce. I hate hot sauce. I'm not a fan. It's like, how could you not be a fan of barbecue sauce? Barbecue sauce, you could put it on. You could use it for Thanksgiving. You could use it for Sunday dinner. Use it at a cookout. It's just like one of the best sauces. You can make it cold. You can make it hot. That's how I even started eating vegetables. Like I started pouring just barbecue sauce on. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just put barbecue sauce on it. Barbecue sauce go good on burgers. Plus barbecue sauce, mac and cheese, and yams. It's like the holy trinity of food. If I had to vote on one combination of food, that's the best thing. I would pick barbecue sauce, yams, and mac and cheese. So barbecue sauce is one of my most underappreciated things. And Frank Ocean's song "Nights." I was late to hearing "Nights," and I heard it during the pandemic because I heard it before, but I don't know why at the time I didn't have a great appreciation for it. But it's literally 3 great songs in one. If he broke those 3 songs up and made them individual songs, there would be 3 hits. But the fact that there are 3 songs on Nights, and they're all phenomenal and amazing, that like I feel like that just goes underappreciated. So Frank Ocean "Nights" is definitely on one of my list of underappreciated things ever. Next is Jay-Z. Jay-Z is definitely underappreciated. I know he's widely renowned as the greatest rapper of all time, but I don't think people understand how much of the greatest rapper he is all time, and just how much of a dope person he is, and how just like how influential he is, and how helpful he is. It's like you hear so much stories of stuff that Jay-Z did and do, and you be like, what the hell? I never knew that, because he just does stuff like that. I guess out the kind of his heart, or just to really help people. You know, Jay-Z as a dope a black leader is underrated. And check out the Book of Hov. The Book of Hov. I'm ashamed to say I didn't go get to see it yet, but he got his own exhibit in Brooklyn, so I'm gonna go check that out. Hopefully it's still up because I'm gonna go see it this weekend. Yeah, it's not August yet, so I'm definitely gonna go see that. Who else? What else? Oh, Ice Cube is really, really underappreciated. He's an underappreciated person too. I feel like Ice Cube as a rapper is underappreciated, and like as a writer, he started with NWA, one of the greatest groups, left them, had a great solo career. Then he went on to being in movies. He's in several classic movies. He's written several classic movies. and he just like, I feel like, Ice Cube don't get and he started the big three. He's getting venturing into to sports, and I feel like he cares a lot about the progression of black people. And sometimes I hear people ridiculing him for his methods, but yo, we gotta try. He's trying. He's out here doing it. Like, Ice Cube is not gonna be perfect. His political views is not gonna be perfect, and I'm not one of the people that don't think they're perfect. I feel like he's doing what he got to do for us. So, like, but if you feel like that, it's like, yo, you got to give people leeway. You got to give people got to learn. People got to try. He trying to really. I feel like he really, really care about the progression of black people. So definitely, Ice Cube is one of the most underappreciated people. And another underappreciated person is Marlon Wayans. I feel like Marlon Wayans don't get the credit he deserves in our community, man. And like, everybody know the Wayans family is good. Everybody got love for them, but Marlon Wayans killed Pac in Above the Rim. Then he was Little Man. He was in White Chicks. Like, he was in some of the classic movies. His whole family get busy, and I feel like that overshadow of what he did. And he was funny on the Wayans brothers, and I just feel like he come from such a good crop. It takes away from the person and his accomplishments, but Marlon Wayans is definitely one of the most underappreciated actors that we got, just underappreciated people of all time to me. So I feel like, and Marlon Wayans, I credit Marlon Wayans for starting my Twitter career, because I had an argument with Marlon Wayans in my probably like 2009, 2010. I had said something to him, and he said something back to me, and that started a big chain reaction. Like, the whole Brooklyn Twitter, which was Black Twitter at the time. Because Black Twitter, I don't know many people know, Black Twitter was originally Brooklyn Twitter and a bunch of Joe Budden's followers, like Nerd. I feel like Nerd was like the head of Black Twitter. Elon should definitely hire Nerd the Cool Table, as the fusion of Black Twitter, because that he brought him and Push Martina brought Black Twitter together, because it was just like a bunch of people who fuck with Push and Nerd the Cool Table, and they started that was like the original Black Twitter. Us, Nerd, Ice, Wayno, like, I think there was Ignorance Intelligence at the time. That was the real start of Black Twitter in the beginning, and like that, we was attacking Marlon Wayans because of that, man. And Marlon Wayans is definitely appreciated. My son Nerd is underappreciated too. Shout out to Nerd, man. Nerd gave a lot of people they start to where they at, including myself, and definitely including myself. Nerd is like one of the most brilliant minds that I've ever come across. My son Nerd definitely get busy, man. And I ain't gonna lie, later down in life, like when I finish what I'm doing now, I definitely want to start a company or something with Nerd. I feel like Nerd is the guy. He got so much untapped potential. Nerd definitely deserves his flowers, because Nerd started a lot of Twitter shit. Elon should hire Nerd. Nerd should be able to run Twitter. He deserves a boy on Twitter, because he definitely started Black Twitter. And let me try to think. One of my last underappreciated things is being in love. Being in love is definitely underappreciated, because it's like the greatest feeling ever. It's like no greater feeling than being in love, no greater feeling than feeling like, over somebody, and I haven't felt it in so long. So it's definitely underappreciated. I've never taken nobody for granted. I'm never falling out of love with somebody. I don't care if I gotta be in love with 15 people at once. I'm never falling out of love. Speaking of love, I've been doing like what is it called, the love languages love language. I've been doing my love language, and I decided that my real love language, before I used to think it was physical touch all the time, but I definitely think it is words of encouragement is my love language, because I thought about it. If I had one 100% and the other one was on 0, like if I had a girlfriend that came home from work, called me a piece of shit, rotten, called me stupid, dumb every day, and then just still jumped on me and hugged me and kissed on me. I mean, that kind of doesn't sound too bad to think about it. Nah, I'm joking. But if I had that, and then but she was still giving me physical touch, but would put me down and gave me no words of encouragement, I wouldn't like that. But if I had a girlfriend who came home and just was like, "Oh, Brandon, you're just the greatest ever, man. I love you, Bills. You're a superstar. You're everything you need," but she was too tired and fell right to sleep, that wouldn't even bother me as much, because the words of encouragement would be enough for me to feel like, all right, feel fulfilled, and I could go about my day. So definitely, words of encouragement are my new love language. And what's another test I did? I forgot the name of the test. Shout out to women. Women know everything. Women, you can have a deep convo with a woman. She gonna put you on so much game and so much fucking shit. Fuck, I forgot this other test I took. I'll come back with it next week. But yeah, this has been a quick episode of Reservations for One with Bills. Make sure you go check out Saturday.com for the new merch we drop in. I think we put out some, I think, what's been out since the last time? I think Tanks, a new 4th of July tee. I think that may have been out last time, but we definitely coming out with some new stuff for August. So make sure y'all check us out and make sure y'all come visit us at the store, at 623 Laurel Street in Brooklyn, New York. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast. We're trying to get the YouTube followers up. Like and subscribe to the YouTube. But this has been Bills. Make sure you follow me at Bbillions on Twitter and Sad Pit on Instagram. I am out.